So we decided to partner with Playground XYZ, which, as you said, has been acquired by Gum Gum. Late last year, we made the decision to partner with that company for some key reasons. The first one is we were looking for a partner that really had a good measurement framework around attention using real people, as well as an AI platform to really think about how you scale real people into mass media, which is really important. And the second thing is we really liked is somebody who, and we were looking for a partner who allowed us to measure and optimize buying. It's really great to look at things in retrospect, but if you can make decisions in real time to make real impact on customers and their campaigns, that's what we're looking for, and that's what we found in this partnership. So we've been looking at attention for a long time, and this was our first partnership in this space, and they're the main reasons why we did that.
Oh, okay, that's great. So I'd like to hear more about that, and specifically perhaps some of the experience with your clients, namely Oroton. And for those who aren't familiar with Oroton, it's a luxury retail brand that's familiar to most Australians. So you've seen some positive results after using Playground XYZ's attention intelligence platform. So please tell us about that campaign and results.
Absolutely. So that was one of the beta tests that we rolled out. So when we started to look at this partnership, we said, let's test it and see what we can actually achieve out of putting attention over buys and how we can optimize in real time. And the results were great. We were looking at probably somewhere between 10-12% would have been a really nice hypothesis we had in the business, and 10-12% uplifts in things like click-through rate, decreases in cost per clicks, and more importantly, what happened to a cost per acquisition. And we were looking at somewhere between 10 and 15% as our hypotheses on efficiency. What we found with that one campaign was we were over 20% across all those three key metrics, both clicks, click-through rate, and on sales and acquisition, which was really fantastic, which led us to now take this across the entire group across Australia, and looking at how we get this into New Zealand quickly. So really excited by the results. And the fact that we were able to, like I said, not just measure the results, but optimize those results, make tweaks throughout the campaign, and really look at it on a day-by-day basis, was where that we saw the power and the influence of the product.
Now, pulling back a little bit and looking at the big picture, the past couple of years, we've heard a lot more about attention measurement. We've seen things like the formation of the Attention Council, this nonprofit group that seeks to promote attention metrics. Last year, the Advertising Research Foundation focused a lot on attention. So why do you think attention measurement is so critical for advertisers right now?
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of attention on attention at the moment. And I think the key thing that we're seeing is that it's a new metric that can span all channels. That's one of the key reasons you're seeing it. There's now a common currency that you can see that can work with television, with radio, with out of home, and with digital. I think that's quite one of the reasons why it's getting so much popularity. The other reason is that we're all scrambling for attention. With multi-screening, multi-devices, multi-messages, be it I have my voice-activated device on in my house, my TV on, my tablet, my mobile, my kids are running around with the same stuff. As we're thinking about, 10, 15 devices on at any one time, just in the household. Advertisers and marketers are chasing attention. They're seeking for that. And being able to understand it at a human level and being able to communicate and connect with people when we've got their attention means our advertising is going to be more impactful, which leads to more effectiveness, more efficiency, and every marketer is chasing that right now.
And along those lines, going back to Gum Gum's acquisition of Playground XYZ and the goal of bringing together contextual and attention technology, are you getting more into contextual technology?
I don't know if I'm getting more into it. I think we're going back to the future a little bit. I think we've had the last 10, 12 years really chasing the cookie. We've been really on a remarketing or a third-party acquisition of data and buying to that data. And what we're seeing now in the cookieless world, as we start to look at the world without cookies, we're starting to look at ways that we can connect with people. And you've got two trains of thought. One is one-to-one personalization, and the other one is, how do I speak to people I don't know, my unknown audience? And this is where contextual, I know what they're looking at, I know what they're interested in based on their browsing habits, as well as, do I have their attention? Are they in the right contextual frame of mind, as well as the right mindset to receive advertising? Those two things coming together makes a lot of sense from our perspective when we start to think about what the next 12 months of advertising and that shift is going to be to.
Well, speaking of the next 12 months, I'd like to ask you finally, what do you hear most from your clients about what they need, as we move into this next era of digital advertising?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And when we start to think about the future, we're looking at a few different things. The first thing is, how do I help now get organized around my own audiences? How do I speak better to my customers? And when we're talking about speaking better to the customers and retaining them and growing them, it's really a couple of things. One is my marketing stack and my advertising stack talking to each other? We've seen for many, many years the rise of the MarTech stack, the expense that brands have poured into that. And now boards all around the world are looking for return on that investment. So we're really seeing how data is moving from just sitting in MarTech into AdTech, and how we then start to push that out, especially now as we start to think about a cookieless world. So that's the first thing we're seeing. The second one is, how do I go find audiences that I need to go and get? So if you think about keeping and growing, being first-party data and how I do that well, the next one is, I've got to keep acquiring and growing my business too. So around that, we really start to see how contextual strategies, how intent strategies, and how attention start to drive that. I think there's also a connecting link in there when we think about it, which is, it's not just a media play anymore. We're really starting to push how we're thinking about creativity in this space. The idea is not dead, but how do we take the big platform idea? How do we take the Super Bowl ad, and how do we splice it up 3 million ways to get it to customers and to get it to audiences in contextual environments that's more personal, that is more relevant to where they're at in their mindset? And I'm starting to see a big shift towards creative and media really coming together again, working as one, because if it's not, you're not going to hit your audience, you're not going to grow, you're not going to find the effectiveness and the efficiencies that you're really chasing.